Yo, well, are we live? Can I have a 5x5 before we start?
We are definitely live. We're absolutely live, dude.
Yeah, I got to push notifications, so that's all working.
I'm hearing echo.
Echo.
Have you got YouTube sound on, Michael?
Right, that's better. Right.
Mine's good. Yeah.
Can I have a 5x5 in chat first? Let's see if you can hear us.
Can you hear us in chat? Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, Richard, you're welcome, mate.
Oh, Spud says, how do I get on? What room is the link in?
Titan.
What room is the link in Element? Spud's asking, so he can get on.
Yeah, I'm not expecting many ballers in here anyway, Richard. Hey, Titan. Right, so welcome to Flat Earth Chat. And today I've got with me Paul, PJ, and Neil. How you guys doing?
We're all good, man. We're all good. Well, I'm good. I'm talking for everybody else. I'm good. Bro. I'm good. I'm good.
Richie says no echo on YouTube. Yeah, it was me, Richie. My bad. I'm new to this streaming. I'm new to all this restreams and StreamYards and that. It's a good job I've got Paul with me, otherwise I wouldn't know what I was doing. But yeah, I'd not got YouTube muted, Richie, but thank you. So, Flat Earth Chat. The channel where I just want to talk to my friends who I've met in other Flat Earth chats. So we're going to talk about things like how we come across Flat Earth, how we discovered it, when, where, who by. So I'll kick it off if you want. Are you all up for that, guys?
Absolutely good. Absolutely. Sounds good, man.
So it was probably back in 2015. I heard about Flat Earth, and I was like, "What? People think Earth's flat? Come on, you know!" And just totally hand waved it, walked away from it. And then I saw. Can you remember This Morning with Philip Schofield? I saw some guys go on. They're talking to Philip Schofield, and his attitude, you know, Philip Schofield had been right nasty, and I had one of the things that they mentioned were water seeking its own level. So I went and did a search on YouTube and found Eric Dubay's 200 proofs. And sure enough, water finding its own level were on there, along with Suez Canal, you know, and that was it for me. Like, I look at swimming pools, they're flat. I look at lakes, they're flat. Sea's got to be the same. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's ripples in the surface of it, waves, but it's got to be flat. So I was sold after that. Do you know what I mean? There were none of these weeks and weeks trying to deal with it in my own head. It was like, yeah, Earth's flat. Didn't really come as a shock. I mean, they lie about everything else, you know. So yeah, that was me sold on it. Like, but as well as looking into Flat Earth, I was already looking up at sky and seeing chemtrails, and you know, I've always been into conspiracy. I mean, back in the day, I was into ghosts and aliens, you know, ghost adventures, ancient aliens, all that crap. So I were in that frame of mind anyway. But yeah, like I said, there was none of this mental pain and anguish, weeks and weeks trying to get being on the fence and all that business. And I just, as soon as I realised water don't curve, that was it for me. I knew Earth was flat, and that was me. So what about you, PJ?
Yeah. Can I, before I go into it, can I just say, Spud, when you try to get in, it will say to you something about like adding your channels. You don't have to do that. Just go to the next option, which just says, but I can't remember. It says, I can't remember the words, but it basically says dismiss that, and you'll go into it, and it'll ask you for your name, avatar, and that. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Right, here we go. Yeah, pretty much. It sounds very similar to you.
Just 1 minute. Have you used StreamYard before, bud? It's exactly the same.
Gets in. Right, yeah. I'm pretty much similar to you. And I was from about 2012, kind of 2012. I was into a lot of like conspiracies and that. So I was just researching them, mostly videos and that in YouTube, just to go with them, the kind of the thoughts and beliefs I had at the time. So I was doing that for like a few years, and then, like I said, about 2015, the flat Earth thing came along, and I kind of laughed at it. You know what I mean? But it sounded interesting, so I thought, let's give it a look. I
mean, it sounded absolutely stupid when I heard it,
Yeah, it does. It does at the time, because you're indoctrinated by your education system. Because if we were taught all our lives that a dog had that its tail was a fifth leg, we'd believe it. You know what I mean? We'd believe it, and that it just so happens factually it's not. It's a tail. But yeah, about that 2015 time, then I came across it, and like yourself, it was like, yeah, let's have a look anyway. I can't remember what video it was, but I know near the start it was definitely Mark Sargent, Eric DeBay, 200 proofs and all that. Do you know, I only got like a couple in. I got a couple in when I watched it, and that was it. I was sold straight away. There was none of this cognitive dissonance. It just took me back to my childhood and the questions I had as a child, just logical things. Like, we take it for granted that it's round, it's spherical. Sorry, not round, spherical.
Well, yeah,
I got that.
I can remember, like, I think I said last night on Flats Eyes, I went car with my granddad, and we're driving along, and I'm like, Granddad, how come it doesn't seem like we're going round the ball? And I think he just said something like, oh, well, it's that big, do you know what I mean? But we know that's not the case. Like, what size of Earth, what they claim is not big, is it? But
exactly.
I can also remember asking about, if we're on this moving ball at school, why do we stick to it? And obviously they gave me a bucket argument, swinging bucket around.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and holding everything in that.
Which is stupid, really, because if they weren't at the bottom of the bucket, we'd fly off, wouldn't we?
And it's crazy. But, yeah, so it brought me to my thoughts as a child. Like the logical thoughts that you just dismissed because you're taught at school. The elders teach you, so they know better. So you just listen to them. It's real what they say.
Can I just stop you? I've been a bad host. I've not said hey to anybody in YouTube.
Right,
I'm new to this. So we've got Moxie. Hey, thanks for coming. Neil, you, Spud, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Richard, thanks for coming, mate. Paula, always a pleasure. Titan, get trolling that chat, mate. And what else we got? Rachel, how's it going, love? Sea Lightning, welcome, mate. And JP, how's it going, mate? Thanks for coming.
What are you trying to say?
Sorry, and Sergio, better than gold. Nice to see you, brother.
All right, Serge, nice to see you, man.
I think that is everybody so far. If I've missed anybody, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Wait,
right.
Carry on, please.
Yeah, where was I? I was being logical. That's what I was being. Illogically logical. Yeah, so it was, yeah, like I said, it brought me back to childhood. And it just brought me back to the logical thoughts I used to have, but dismissed because our teachers and our elders knew better. Do you know what I mean? You like I say, you're indoctrinated. You trust what you're taught. But then I remember being on my own and just thinking about things like God and seeing him as a judge with a stick and all that and a wig. I kind of seen him like that, and kind of the creation of the world, and it being, how did he make it round, and why did he make it round, and how does that work? It doesn't seem right that we can. What if there was land all the way around the ball, we could walk all the way around and be upside antipodal to someone that side as opposed to the other side at the other end. And it didn't make sense as a kid, but then you were taught all these things about gravity and you kind of put it together and you live in a fantasy world. Well, it's like, it works.
This is why the program you with it when you're young, you know.
Hmm.
As a young person, a child, you question things,
Exactly right.
and that's what they hit you at that time, you know. And you then learn you not to question things, you know. You're stupid questioning that, you know.
That's right. Exactly. I mean, I used to think I was clever because I repeated things that were, scientific and stuff like that. Well, alleged scientific. It's pseudoscience that I know now. You know what I mean? I used to think I was clever because of that. Yeah. So, yeah. So to me, it was just logical. So when I thought back to my childhood and thinking all them things and why does it work when this is actually happening? How could we walk around the ball? How is that possible? But then they teach you about gravity and all that kind of crap, and you just take that for granted as well, that there is such a thing, that they know about it, they've researched it, and we don't have to. We don't have to look for ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And yeah. So for me, there was no cognitive dissonance. It was just clicked, bang, right in place. Simple. Even something as simple as the horizon, like the boats going over the alleged curve. I remember saying that to people. Yeah, you can see them going over and then they disappear eventually. And I didn't know that if you just bloody got a telescope with binoculars, they'd come back into view. That sold me. That sold me just on that. Do you know what I mean? But obviously I looked more into it because I thought there could be explanations for that. But so you just go a bit further.
It all just, it takes that one thing, you know, that wakes your mind up to it. You know what I mean? It's different for each person. But yeah, you know, seeing them zoom in with P900 onto boats, I mean, that's a killer for me as well. It all is, you know. And when you look back on when you've been out of that belief for a while, you know,
Mhm.
and you look back, you can kick yourself like, why did I even believe that in first place? You know what
Exactly.
I mean? It's
Exactly
absolutely
right.
mental.
Exactly right. I still kind of kick myself at thinking, how could I have been so? But then, yeah, like like I said, we were all indoctrinated. We all looked up to elder people. We all knew that they knew better than us. And because they said God built it this way, and if you did believe in God as a kid, then you think, well, you can't argue with God, can you? Because we didn't read the Bible for ourselves, you know? So, yeah, no cognitive dissonance, click to right in place. That was it. That was it for me. And then I researched more and more. And the more I researched, the more I clicked into place. And then I was trying to debunk it, kind of the flat earth, not debunk it, so I was already sold, but then I still had to look into Globosoft to see if it made sense. Do you know what I mean? And it did. It totally made sense. They debunked the globe.
Well,
100%.
it led me to, you know, when I was seeing them zoom in on the moon and you could see craters are so close, I was like,
Exactly.
that can't be real, that like. So I went and got a camera, I got a telescope, you know.
That's
Look,
what led me to it. That was the last conspiracy I kind of was looking at before. I mean, I'd already looked into the moon landing and all that, but I was mainly on the moon landings when I came to flat Earth. Do you know what I mean? I'd done 9/11, I'd done Sandy Hook and all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I got to that, and yeah, I was sold pretty much straight away. No cognitive dissonance. Everything was logical. It made sense. And and because I'd read the Bible by this time, because I got into Christianity at about 19, dabbled with it at 19, but then gave my life at 27-ish. So it made sense, Genesis to me then, that it was flat and firmament and all that, waters above and below and everything. It made sense then. I didn't have to wonder, why does it say these things, that it's a globe? Do you know what I mean? And I believe in God, and I've got to believe, and I believe what He says. So it didn't. Them two things didn't match. But as soon as it was flat Earth, it matched. It matched. So my faith matched my belief. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. That was me.
see, I found it were close together that I discovered truth about Earth and God as well. It were quite close together, but I would say that I discovered flat Earth before I became a believer in Christ. But it weren't flat Earth that led me to Christ either. That's another story.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's part of your testimony. Of course, it's a good story. And there's a few people saying in chat they can't get in. Like Jeff says, can't get it to work. The restream.
So you're already asking me.
Yeah. So that was me. That's me.
Well,
like no cognitive dissonance or nothing. It was just penny dropped. It was simple as that. The penny dropped.
Try that new link that I've posted in chat, guys. I don't know whether it changes or stops working after a bit. I don't know. But So who's this? Who we got here? Flatzoid as MRT. But
Yeah, I
But-
do have MOT.
Are you
have
giving-
you? Is your avatar?
That's me. Yeah.
I know. I'm just looking. I'm thinking that is that something to keep Mick like.
Nice.
Well, I know you've not got much time, so you can jump in next, Flatzoid.
Innit? Yeah. Did
Let's
you just
see, let's hear how you? Because
Yeah.
I remember you saying last night that you discovered flat Earth before all them videos and that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit
Oh.
different. Before I was rudely interrupted by the internet dropping last
Oh
night.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened, innit? That's why we
That's
never got
right.
through it.
That's right. That's right.
What happened with that? Like,
No, the internet dropped. It was like down for like a half an hour, so it didn't even help going back to streaming. But yeah, if you guys didn't hear last night, all I was saying was before I even got into Flat Earth and stuff, I didn't know about Mark Sargent and Eric Dubay and stuff. I only found them afterwards. Because with me, I knew there was something odd. I mean, I did study art and stuff, and I understood the perspective of the things. And the one day I went to the beach and I realized, heck, there's something. Why am I seeing what I'm seeing? And it just didn't make sense to me. And well, the whole holiday didn't bother me. I just put it back in my head. And eventually I did get on the internet. And then I saw, well, people talking about the flat earth. And while obviously, just like everybody else, I thought, it's stupid. But I didn't get to anybody. And that was it. And then all of a sudden, I started looking at flat earth. I thought, but why are the people giving such stupid arguments? It just doesn't make sense. And the more I dug into it, the more I checked. And eventually I came actually by Glowbusters and stuff. And Nathan. Actually, yeah, Nathan and Glowbusters were actually like, I came to them together before I even saw Mark Sargent or Eric Dubay and stuff. That's why whenever it's like 200 proofs of Eric Dubay, I was like, what are you talking about? But I mean, so yeah, for me, it was actually first Glowbusters and Nathan Oakley that actually clinched the deal for me, because I realized straight away it wasn't even a difficult transition, to be honest. Because as soon as you realize everything's a lie, practically, and you realize, but the things we can be demonstratable of what we see in reality, then you see things in a different light.
Yeah.
Because what caught me was, hang on, this what they're calling, for instance, Earth curve, I can demonstrate on flat surfaces.
yeah, definitely.
You understand? So to me, I understand, okay, it's just optical. So the more I dug into it, the more I realized, okay, just
And-
because you're saying it's a thing doesn't mean it's that.
Yeah, and that's what they've played on, innit? That's where they've pulled the magic trick. They've twisted optical into being physical curve.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of what clinched it for me, was the whole perspective thing. And that's why perspective is very close to me. And that's why I actually called my channel Flat Swords Perspective, because it's my perspective on how I view reality.
Right.
But I mean, the thing that catches you more the further you go on. Like I said, I never used to read my Bible the same as I read it today. I mean, I used to read Genesis and everything, and I didn't read it in the same manner.
No, exactly.
I have a different understanding of the words.
Me too.
And I feel, it's definitely brought me closer. And I don't know how to explain it, but I mean,
I
they
agree with
definitely have a
Flatsoid.
different connection.
I agree, Flatsoid. Everything is different now. When you read the Bible, I used to just read right past it for a minute. I didn't know what the heck it was.
Exactly.
So,
You have a
Am
different
I coming in
understanding.
low?
sorry, Neil, it's a bit windy. Couldn't
But
hear
what? So like you read past firmament, but what about when you read that sun were made on Fourth Day? Like, what did you think about that?
Didn't even
That-
register to me.
Yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
even register.
It didn't. You just automatically block it out. That's why I say the cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
It's like you're so indoctrinated, you don't read it that way. You just bypass it. It's like, oh, that's just how it's done.
Yeah. That's it. man. Get it to work.
Is that your finished, Flats, right?
That's about it. Yeah.
That is that about it. I know they're not long testimonies, and they're all going to be similar, like, but
Yeah, it's look.
it's a place for us all to start. You know, this is what I want from these streams is to get people who I've met in chats.
Yeah.
Like people like Richie, Jeff, everybody in chat, Spud, Titan, come in and talk. You know,
Yeah,
or if you're a small YouTube channel, come in, talk, present your channel. You know.
yeah, that's it. That's it,
It's
man.
all about. It's not going to be debating ballers on here and arguing with ballers. It's not my bag, that, like.
No, we're not
But-
crap.
But I have to shout you out, Michael. I'm proud of you. He was so nervous to do the stream, guys.
I'm nervous. I'm crapping myself still.
Nah,
Feel
Hey,
really
Mikey.
well.
you're doing well, man. You're doing well.
Feel like
Yeah.
my face is like a
Hey,
tomato.
Mikey Smith, how you doing, man? Bless you.
Come on, get yourself in there, Mikey. Come on.
Come in, chat, man.
You're welcome to come and present your pictures on here. I've no problem.
Yeah, come in, present.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, he's got awesome
And you
pictures.
can come and tell us your testimony as well, Mikey.
Come on, Mikey.
Speaking of testimonies, you're up, Paul.
Yeah, because he's got awesome pictures of Sirius.
He has. Get your butt in here, the old Mikey.
Right, Paul, so you've not been a flat earther for as long as some of us, have you? You're quite recent.
No, till April 2022 was going down the list of, claimed conspiracy theories and pretty much find them to be facts as I went through them, And that was just on the list, honestly, just on the list. I mean, you think, wow, no, that probably can't be true. But still, I went to look for Flat Earth content on BitChute because a lot of the stuff I wanted to find on YouTube and other places seemed to have been removed for other topics. So I went straight on BitChute, found Eric Dubay's 200 proofs. Obviously, aren't 200 proofs in there, but there's enough in there to make you think. Sort of went looking for some of the things from there. I found some of David Weiss's content, because he goes on a lot of channels. So, he gets about, doesn't he? He's promoted quite a lot. So you find a lot of his stuff. And through him, I found a Globebusters episode where they're talking about the junkyard in Arizona where a guy with Paul on the plane, I think, brought on, said he'd enlarged the original Apollo stills and he thought he could see outlines of some of the scrap cars in the junkyard there and that sort of thing. And I heard Nathan's name mentioned, so when I went looking on YouTube, I came across him, found Flat Earth Debate, and that was it really. Sort of in a 3-week period, I just thought, well, yeah, it is. It's definitely not a globe for sure.
Yeah.
And that was it really. That's not more interesting than that. Right, Richie's here.
I know the one you were on about the junkyard stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Globebusters has had some very interesting people, some very good content over the years. There are some things that, we wish were different about some of the people on there, but, there's some really good. It's more than just a few people in it, Globebusters. It's like FED. It's a large group of people, and take the good, leave the bad, sort of thing. That's what I'd like to do. Welcome, Richie. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Mikey says he's give him a few minutes. He's warming his corn dogs. Yeah, man. We'll see you in a minute, man.
You better fetch some though, man.
Yeah.
But Paula, 100% agree with you with the Globebusters. I mean, some of the content is brilliant.
What did you say?
There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, just some of the people push nonsense these days.
Oh yeah.
Because they have an agenda, I would say. I don't know.
I was friends with Adam when Adam used to be on Globebusters, I think, until he fell out with Bob. But Adam Meakin?
Adam Meakin, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he comes here quite often.
Yeah, he's a top guy, awesome guy.
Yeah, of course, brilliant. Not here, Shirley, and then Flatzoids. I'm thinking.
We're just going through as Flat Earth testimonies, Richie. So might as well have yours while you're here. How did you come across it? When? How?
Flat Earth, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a flat realmer. Like
Right.
it's observably flat.
Yeah.
Everywhere I've been on this earth, and every bit of footage that I've seen that's got a standard lens, it's observably flat. I'm really reluctant to agree with any paradigms, because I don't think anything can actually prove what this realm is exactly and how we're, how it works here. But I'm pretty certain that there is a firmament, that we are essentially in a way quarantined here.
Yeah.
And I found it. So in 2009, I started noticing the chemtrails, and I started going crazy on YouTube. Not on YouTube, sorry, on Facebook.
Aye.
I wasn't even on YouTube until 2012. So 2009, I'm going crazy on Facebook, and I noticed on Facebook how nobody wanted to fucking know, and I was getting, it was getting seen by less and less people, and it wasn't getting the reaction or the response that I was kind of expecting from people that I knew.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine said, I'd moved to Portugal, and I got contacted by a friend of mine who I hadn't spoken to for a little while, and he sent me all this information. He was like, "Hey dude, I saw you was talking about chemtrails. Here, what about this, and what about this, and what about this?" And in there was flat Earth, right? And I just went, "Oh mate, what's happened to you? Where have you been?" And I thought he'd kind of gone off, like done something, taken something that he wasn't sure quite what it was, and it had fucked his brain or something. But because I'd woken up to chemtrails didn't mean that I was ready for the shape of the Earth. And then 4 years later, in 2013, I was ready for the shape of the Earth. And then 4 years later, I think we're getting an echo back.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
Are we?
might be you. Can you mute, mate, please? I'll mute YouTube or something.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, sorry, that was me, I think.
And hey
Love you,
to
Mikey.
everyone else as well. So yeah, 2013, I was in a really bad state mentally, emotionally, and I researching, looking into Buddhism, as trying to fucking find happiness, man. So looking into Buddhism, and really quickly, really early on in the book, there was a reference to Nibiru, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And so I just went onto Google and I looked it up, and then that was it. That was the first rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And once it was really quickly within a like doing 18 hours a day on the internet, just sat there watching documentary after documentary and reading papers and reading, for hours and hours. After a couple of weeks, I had already realised, I was like, they're lying about everything, man. They're telling some real fucking whoppers.
Yeah.
So what else are they lying about? Maybe I'll take a look at this flat Earth stuff. And I watched the Eric Dubay 200 Proofs, and I watched Richie from Boston, and I watched Jeranism, Russian vids.
It's like back then you were, YouTube had off you them channels, you know what I mean? They just pop up for you when you typed out in.
Yeah, back then it wasn't so censored, and then in 2017 I decided to put my oar in and start creating.
Yeah.
And in 2018 it became quick. It was apparent very quickly that they were censoring anything that was related to flat Earth. If you put that term in, flat Earth, and it was like, right, so flat Earth has become a weaponized weaponized term now, because if you mention it with people, people use it as a derogatory term. Oh, you're a flat earther. It's a derogatory term for people, and then they go and, you know, the Flat Earth Society comes out with that fucking ridiculous theory that just makes, you know, does make flat earthers look like idiots. If all flat earthers believe that's how it works, then, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hear me now?
That Jeff.
Yeah.
We finally managed to get in, dude.
Oh, it worked in Chrome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got on Chrome.
It
You see
works.
that thing, like things like Chrome, because they want you to use Chrome, you know.
Yeah. Brave's doing well. Brave's doing well. It used to be a bit funny with Restream and with StreamYard, but they've caught up now. Brave have kind of caught up. I'm on Brave, and I don't really have many problems with it.
I've got it, but I've never used it.
Oh, it's you don't ever watch any adverts on. You watch YouTube, no adverts, no adverts.
I need to remember that. one.
It's good to see such a full. It's good to see such a full panel tonight.
It's actually full. I mean, we can only get
That's
10
good.
in, can't we? Can we only get 10 in, Michael?
Yeah,
Sega
10.
did, yeah.
We can only get 10 in, can't we?
10
So it's
guests,
pretty much
yeah.
No, I think 15 in it,
Oh,
Paul.
15. Okay. Got you.
Right, we can have 10 guests, so I guess that means 12 because there's 2 of us. So
Right.
That's true.
Well,
That's true.
well, I got to drop anyway, so it's nice being here.
Well, thanks for coming. I know it was a day off, you know, but thanks for coming.
Nice one, bro.
Anytime. I'm proud of you, man.
I'm shaking like a nervous wreck, man.
Shaking like a loop.
Oh,
Shaking like a
dude.
loop. Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Don't worry about it, man. Don't let it bother you.
I know.
Mate, hey, listen, it might not be nerves making you shake, right? It might actually be you're picking up. You're an empath, and you're just picking up on all the fucking energy in the room. Dude. You're getting supercharged with super good energy.
Is that good? Right, so what have we got then?
Hello,
Spud?
can you hear me, guys?
All right, Spud.
How's it going, Spud?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, yeah. You guys?
Do you want to give us?
Glad I finally figured it out and got on here.
Can you hear us properly, Spud?
You are a bit tinny.
I think maybe he's got.
Yeah, I can hear you guys all right. I might.
It's just
yeah,
a little bit of
Spud
a
in the
lag.
cupboard is better than no Spud at all. So.
Let's, we'll go with you, Spud, for our testimony then, and we'll work through until we get to Mikey, because Mikey wants to present his photos.
Is
It's only quick testimonies, Mikey.
Yeah, just because this stream's just about me speaking to friends who I've met in Flat Earth chats and that, Mikey. So we're just quickly running through on how we all got into it.
Yeah, no problem.
And you can share that as well if you want.
Yeah, we'll get. I just said we'll leave Mikey out last because he wants to show his photo.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, it'd be good to hear the story as well.
So if
I'll jump in then if you want.
It's Spudderoonie.
Well, basically, when growing up as a kid, I was quite into space and, learning about all the planets and galaxies and stuff like that. And when you look with your own eyes, you kind of question the narrative. And when I was really young, it didn't seem to make sense, the trillions of millions of miles away and things like that.
Yeah.
It only got to
how the fuck did they actually measure it? Did they go out there with a tape measure and measure it? How the fuck did they actually measure that?
But yeah, things like that. And then I actually typed into YouTube Flat Earth, and it gave me quite a bit of information. And I didn't really look at it that much, and I kind of forgot all about it for about a year or two. And then I came back to look for it, and it was gone. I couldn't find it anywhere. And then that sort of.
I was going to say
But,
that,
you
that
know,
must have been about
it made-
10
it
years
made me
ago
think,
that you
why-
looked.
Yeah, well, I think why are they hiding all this?
Yeah.
And then I found Dave Weiss, and I was watching him for a while, and then he came out with his app and his challenge. He had that 3 Bitcoin challenge, and I always wondered who was backing up his money, and it turned out it was Nathan Oakley, and I turned to Nathan Oakley, and then it kind of all made sense. So since then, you know, hello, my name's Spud, and I'm a flat earther.
Nice. Cool.
It took, I got to say, it took for me, right? So in 2013, I realized, oh shit, the Earth it actually might be flat.
Yeah.
Right, but I wasn't actually able to make any observations myself. So I was only going by what I'd seen, observations made by videos and stuff. So when I landed here in Tenerife in 2015. Very quickly I noticed that you could see these islands, that you could see them on some days but not on others.
Yeah.
And so that said to me straight away, oh right, well that's about distance and visibility, so how far away are they? So I looked into it. They're 125 kilometers away, so I worked out how high they were and what the curvature should be to work out how much of the island should be visible, if visible at all. And it works out that if anything, the very, very tops of the mountains should be maybe visible a little bit, but the fact is you can see the whole islands. And if I had a P1000, you know, I'd be able to, and a tripod, I'd be able to stand on the beach in Tenerife and zoom in on the coastline in, 125 kilometers away, on La Palma or El Hierro, where you should only be able to see the tops of the mountains. You shouldn't be able to see the coastline. And that's when I went, yeah, okay, it's definitely not a globe. Instead of saying I'm a flat earther, I said I'm a globe denier.
Yeah. I have heard you say that before. I think it was in Brandon's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knucklehead. Are you in Canada?
How'd you guess?
Both can.
I don't know.
Mike-
It was.
Nike and Knucklehead. Canadians.
Yeah, you too close.
Yeah, you two. Yeah, you live close.
Who's the Canuck?
Just around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh shit! The whole show's got to be over now. There's a Canuck here. Oh, forget it. Jeez.
How many?
I love Canadians, man. I fucking love
There
Canadians.
goes-
Well, we're
there
not
goes the
Canadians
neighborhood.
anymore, eh? We're Chinadians.
You're Chinadians now.
Everyone from the colonies is welcome.
That's funny. What'd you say,
Chinglish then.
Yeah,
That's
I live
funny.
in China.
No.
Canada, nice. So where do I live? China-Erica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite, but you're heading that way.
We're chitting. Great chitting.
Well, do you know one thing that does confuse me about that, right? That whole relationship between the Bidens and China.
Aye.
Biden hates China. He's always insulting them. He's always insulting Xi Jinping, right? If China really does have all the fucking dirt on Biden, why aren't they saying anything?
True.
Because they want him there.
Because he has been doing what they want him to do, so he's been honouring that side of the deal, and in the public face of it, them fighting like this, it's good. Keep the fucking.
Yeah, you're missing
Keep
it.
the-
They're all working together.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
world leaders are in cahoots.
They're all in the same club, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I think what it is, they're all playing the same game. They're not all in the same club. They're on different sides. But what it is they know the rules of the game, and they're playing
Nah.
within.
Nah, they're all.
They're
listen,
playing within certain. They're playing within certain
Listen, I
parameters
can-
that
I
we're
can-
not.
I can
We're
prove
not
it
even
to you.
aware of.
I can prove it to you. They're all under Satan's spell. One team. Hashtag one team. They're not separate teams. One team. They're all Luciferians.
Oh yeah, but if that's the case, they don't realise that they're one team. Their egos are still.
Not see,
Still think that
because
they're
you're,
fighting
you're
against each
believing
other.
hype. You're believing that there's a war and they're fighting each other. They're laughing. They're laughing. It's all common folk dying. None of them. They're all in cahoots.
Anyway, as soon as you're speaking, Neil, let's hear your testimony.
Okay, my brother's here, Michael, and all he's doing is yelling right now.
Wow.
All right.
Trying to sneak words in, But as soon as I can, I will.
All right.
So we got
So who's left? Jeff.
Knucklehead and Mikey. Oh yeah, Jeff is Jeff's not here. Oh yeah, Knucklehead, of course. Blooming hell, sorry. I'm a numpty. Sorry, Jeff. I know.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, then Mikey. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Oh, what a numpty.
So when did you discover that you'd been lied to?
I always knew.
You always knew.
Yeah, because like a lot of times I found myself like asking questions all through school, and my teachers didn't have the answers, and I go, "Oh, teachers are dumb, right?" So,
Yeah.
and I just discovered things on my own, but I didn't really know that there was many others out there until probably about 7 years ago, and then I started realizing, oh, hey, there's other people that do think this way. So, and I just kind of made it more well known, because whenever I talked about that kind of stuff, it was like I'm like crazy. So
the way the people's eye, it's the same sort of thing as the people's eyes glazed over. They just
yeah, pretty much.
And then they go. But the thing is, though, right? So I've still got my memory of 2009 when my mate tried to introduce me to it. Sent me this 200 plus flat Earth video by Eric DeBay, and I didn't even look at it. I was just like, flat Earth video, mate. What the fuck happened to you? Have you been injecting something like battery fluid or something? What the fuck's going on? And I didn't speak to him for 4 years. And then in 2013, when I wandered into the rabbit holes and was like, oh fuck, I actually phoned him up and said, dude, I'm really sorry, man. I did actually do that. I phoned him up and apologized, and we started talking again. And he lives in a caravan now, I think. Separated from his missus, he's lost his children, and everybody thinks he's crazy.
But the thing is, Richard, though, when you actually look into it honestly, you can't deny it, can you? Do you know what I mean?
No, that was the thing about watching that Eric DeBay Flat Earth, 200 Flat Earths, right? Yeah. Flat Earth proofs. I sat there, and it was like every single video that I watched, I couldn't disagree with anything. I'm sat there, like agreeing with everything, and then at the end of the video, go, nah, fuck off, no. And it's
I got
like,
met with
it's
a lot
like
of
every
anger.
other. It's like so many other flat earthers, though. I started off, I thought, well, no, this will be easy to debunk. I'll just find some photos. There's loads of photos online. And then you look, and there's not loads of photos online. There's, there's these fucking stupid CGI pictures that they put up where the shape, the size and the shape of the fucking continent changes depending on when it was that they took the picture. What the political climate was when they took the picture.
What their mood was.
Well, they made Africa look. They made South Africa look smaller. They made Africa look smaller. They make China and Russia look smaller. I think and then they did the blue marble, didn't they? The blue marble was what really brought people's attention to it, and then writing sex on the fucking in the clouds.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
What do you think that was? Do you think that was the fucking cheek of a programmer You know, somebody that was just doing this. Oh God, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing these clouds for this globe thing, man.
Similar kind of mentality that like puts stuff like that in kids' programs. You know, it's like
I was going to say it's like a homage to
It-
Walt Disney, isn't it? You
yeah,
know, like Walt Disney used
sick,
to put all that kind of
twisted,
stuff in his cartoons. So it's
like a sick, twisted, laughing at you type thing. I mean,
Well, have a good one, guys. I got to head out here because I'm at work. So
all right. Well,
you guys take care. God bless.
thanks for coming.
Have a good one, man.
All right, man.
Much love.
See you later, Jeff.
Have a good day, hey.
Yeah, you too.
Bless you.
I still need to work on my Canadian accent.
Richie, I hope you don't mind, but can you just chill on F-bombs? Because got a few Christians in chat. And
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, I'm a
Good.
Christian myself. I'm a new Christian, so swearing don't bother me so much. But just chill on F-bombs if you can. Like, I know it's hard.
Yeah, no.
I
no
drop them
problem.
myself. Like, I'm no righteous person. Like, but
Yeah, people.
No, I get, you know,
Um,
I
no-
forget myself.
no, mate, don't apologise.
Michael, I'm going to have to jump out. Everything's well choppy, mate. So I'm going to jump into YouTube chat.
All right,
All right,
Spud, no worries, mate.
Um,
All right. You need to get this in a computer, pal.
Yeah, no worries.
Right.
Right. Mikey,
Take it easy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
how's it going, brother?
Pretty good, man.
Cool,
Good to
cool.
see you, dude. Good to see you.
Seeing that people don't like the F-bomb, I'll just maintain my good language.
Well, you know, you got to keep
No, but-
everybody happy. You know, it's not fair if it offends some people. I mean,
Yeah.
Don't make a change in, Mike. Yeah.
I'm really trying. I'm really trying in my life not to use that kind of language myself.
Oh, I hear you, man.
But
Yeah.
it does slip out, you know.
Oh,
And
of course. Me too. Me too.
what can you do? But like I said, I've been swearing all my life, you know, and it don't bother me that much. But some people aren't, you know. So just try and keep, you know. If
Well,
you say them, you say them. Do you know what I mean? But you know,
Just try and
try
catch.
not to overly.
Yeah.
overly
That's it. Yeah.
So, what you been doing then, Mikey?
Just
You've been busy,
kicking the
busy,
crap
haven't
out
you?
of the globe, that's for sure.
That's the one. Definitely. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not hard to do that. It's you just go out and observe your natural reality. So I don't know where these globies are coming from, but
So,
yeah, go ahead.
when did you come across Flat Earth, Mikey, and how? And
yeah, I think about late 2016. I think maybe around in there, and I was obviously it would show up on the side of your suggestions on your YouTube channel and stuff, and so. I'm a pretty open-minded guy, so I went through the videos and watched some supposed flat earthers back then being interviewed, and I listened to what they had to say, thought about it for a while, and obviously, seeing that I have a critical mind, or at least I know how to use it properly, I would question myself too, like where am I? And
Yeah.
of course, I lived on I was in a 3-story apartment building at that point, and all I had to do was look out my patio door to see that the horizon was flat. And I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm looking from north to south, and I'm like, there's no curve. I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be something to that. So then I did more research and kept watching videos and more videos and more videos. And yeah, so I just came to the conclusion after a couple of weeks that, okay, maybe something's wrong, because I already knew from before, 9/11 moon landing. I was already into all that stuff.
Well,
before,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Same as us all. We pretty
Oh,
much.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you just kind of take steps forward, I guess.
Yeah.
And after that, then I was like, even questioning, like so I was then you come across stars with the crappy P900 at that time, and I was like watching these videos. Well, these videos have to be edited or CGI or something. I was like, I'm like, there's something wrong with these videos, and people recording stars. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to get a camera myself. So I eventually got the P900 at that time, started recording the stars. And even my first video that I did, as I'm zooming into the star, I'm talking to myself and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm saying that to myself and I'm like, what the hell am I recording here? You know?
Hmm.
And but even so, skip ahead, 5 or 6 years.
And
get-
Mikey, you know, when you're filming stars,
yeah.
it's almost like they're trying to avoid you. It's really hard.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost they know that you're looking at them, and
Yeah.
it's weird.
And then after 2 years, people kept saying, "Oh, it's out of focus. It's out of focus." Whatever. Kept going with that, and of course, like these are a couple old pictures from the P900. Obviously, of course, it's out of focus because it doesn't know what it's looking at. So, and I was getting to the point in my head. I'm like, so all the globies are saying it's out of focus, and I'm like, okay, well let's think about this for a sec. How can I do better? Improve my video quality, or how can I get an actual picture or video of the stars? I'm like, okay, well so I have a friend here near me who has friends that hunt, so we tried a hunting scope, hooked up the phone to that, and that didn't work too well. We weren't happy with that, so I'm like, okay, well there's got to be another way of looking at the stars. So I was looking at binoculars, because a buddy of mine has a set of binoculars, and I looked at the Milky Way last summer with them, and I was like totally astounded by even a small grade of binoculars, because there's stuff in the sky that I'm going to record eventually too. I've got to figure out how to do it, because there are lights up there that they're not satellites, they're not planes, they are white orb looking lights, and they're moving through the sky at least at 5,000 miles an hour, at least. And there are lights that come across like this, and they just keep going. And I'm like, what are these lights? It's like they're in the firmament, or they're on another plane of existence. I have no idea what's going on. But
I've seen them they do 90-degree turns, or they look like they're going to smash into each other and then avoid each other.
Yeah.
Really?
I swear I saw whatever was posing as Jupiter move into place.
Yeah, and it's not the Elon Musk crap, the Starlink. It's these lights are really, really high, like near the firmament, and it seems to be they're mostly from what I could tell, they're mostly near or in the supposed Milky Way. That cluster of whatever it is.
Whatever that is, whatever the Milky Way really is.
Yeah, so
I think it makes sense that the Milky Way is some sort of fracture or something in the firmament.
Yeah. To me, it looks like a crack through a sheet of glass, and then it was re-welded back together.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they all sometimes call it the rift or something like that.
Yeah.
The Great Rift, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so after that, I was like, okay, well, I got to get a pair of binoculars, and a good pair, obviously, because then I started doing research on binoculars and how can I afford these things? What's the deal? So we got a set of binoculars. We went with the 20x80 zoom, and then I eventually got the Goliath all binoculars, 25 by 100s, and they're like freaking crazy. And of course,
they're huge.
Do you mount them on a tripod?
Have you got them handy, Mikey?
Yeah. You have. I got them right here, actually.
Yeah, you have to put them. Yeah. Fuck me. Jesus. That looks like a rocket ship itself, man. Do you know, when I was 10 years old, I would have pretended that was a rocket ship.
Yeah.
They're outrageous. You have to have a tripod. They weigh 10 pounds. So,
wow.
Yeah. So at that point, now you're focusing on
is that more than you can zoom on the P900?
No, that's the confusing part. Those, I don't know how binoculars work in relation to cameras, but
they're a bit like a telescope, aren't they?
They're more like a telescope.
Yeah, exactly. So
you've got a manual focus there, which means you can make sure that you do find the focal point.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, exactly. And the what I like about these is the lenses. They're 100 millimeters, and the P1000s are only 77. So
Mm.
now you've got like two.
Field of view.
Yeah. And the when you're, it just widens up. You can see the whole sky through these things, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely amazing. And when you hook up your phone, so you can see, like, it's very, very tiny. It's still a tiny light, but that's why I hook my phone up to the binoculars and then zoom in, you know, pinch to zoom when you're recording on the phone, and it just brings it right closer to you, you know.
Mm.
And I don't know how truthful I can get with binoculars, because you're literally seeing, you can't manipulate binoculars. There's no, it's not out of focus because it's hard to get them out of focus. You just put them in focus and it's good, and it just shows you what you're looking at.
Only thing with that though, Mike, is don't forget, if you're capturing it with your phone, you're still using like digital, aren't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Only
Yeah.
thing. What
yeah.
would
And
what would be interesting is to try and do it with proper film camera.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but the
That's
yeah,
top
but the
end.
thing is also as well, right? That means well, what is that digital camera picking up then? Is it just confusing the light? Is it getting it? It can't deal with it, and so it's just giving this weird picture, or
yeah, exactly.
is it actually picking something up? Because there is something about digital cameras, isn't
Yeah,
there? Do you
like
remember?
in realms of ghost hunting and that, like digital cameras come out, they pick up orbs, don't they? And I think some of these orbs are maybe similar things to what you see in the sky, and maybe digital cameras are showing you things that you won't normally see. I don't know.
Yeah, a friend of mine thinks these cameras, especially the P900 and the P1000, are purposely put out there for people to, like us, flat earthers, go out and buy them and then pretend we're seeing something in the sky. You
Right.
know, it's because the picture I showed you before, it's all blurry. That's not the actual star.
Right.
And I'm not trying to get upset, but when people are on TikTok or on YouTube and they present those pictures,
I
as
appreciate
little
you
stars,
saying
they're
this,
not.
right? I appreciate you saying this because in 2018 I got my hands on a P900, and
Yeah.
I focused in on some stars. But what
Yeah.
I noticed was that there was a point where it would actually focus. You could get it to look like that, and you could get like it's like wow, yeah, but you could sort of see that it wasn't out of focus. And if you just tapped it, if you tapped the shutter thing, it would find focus then. And I thought, right, the only way we're going to be able to do this is with optical lens magnification, like so using a telescope or something, you know, a powerful telescope that's not using digital enhancement, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, when you do that, I understand what you're saying. You push the shutter button halfway down, and it refocuses. But then, what do you do when you need to take a picture? You take a picture, and then the camera moves. You know, so because you're so zoomed in, you lose the star, or it just goes out of focus again.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, okay, well, how can I do this without literally touching anything? Because that's what I do. I set up my camera on the binoculars, press record, and back off. You know, just let it do its thing. You know, so. And
so what are you seeing? Show us some of those pictures that are taken.
Oh yeah. Well, I've only got one so far, so that's. I just want to. I gotta close the screen here so I can see myself. It's in the way.
Bigger.
Yeah. So this, my concern is, like, what's over here? Like, you seems to be like a surface there. Can you see that?
Pull it back away from camera.
What's insane is that sort of square, it's sort, you know, almost like it's the shape, and then you've got that spiraling coming off the bottom.
Yeah,
you know, it's
like
it
looks like a cable. It's kind of like a cable.
It's like a coil, isn't it?
I wonder if the stars are some sort of projection. They're projecting something.
Yeah, it could be too. And of course, when on the video, if you go to my video, that's an actual video, and it looks like a strobe light. You know, it's just it's just doing like a pulsing thing. You know, and
the crazy ones are the psychedelic ones, man. That they're going like disco balls, all different colors.
Yeah. And again, like when Orion's belt is viewable in the sky, I can confirm already that all the big stars in the sky look exactly like that. I just got to get them in a clear night, which is very hard to do because I recorded Sirius like 5 or 6 times before this, and it just came out as a blur. But still, you can see it a lot better than through a P1000. But it's I can confirm that all big stars look like that. So all the stars, yeah.
Do you know what I think is what I found really strange, right? Is Venus. So Venus is either the evening star or the morning star.
Yeah.
But it seemed that when it was the evening star, like I don't know, I don't remember seeing Venus every single fucking night, right? But I swear, for the last 3 years. Venus, it's visible pretty much every single night.
Yeah.
And I've seen all these different conjunctions and what's the word? Can't remember the word. Was that Venus?
Yeah, that was as about as clear as I can get it. Yeah, it looks like a hard-boiled egg cut open.
Because Venus is the brightest star in the sky. Now, and it's insanely bright. It's like it's so bright. It just looks like it's not miles away. It's right there.
Oh yeah, it looks like a street lamp.
It's there in daylight as well.
Yeah,
bright as out.
Yeah, not in the middle of the day, but certainly sort of in the evening at dusk when the sun's coming down, and particularly when the sun's just gone below the just gone far enough away to look like it's gone below the horizon.
Yeah.
It's just as it's really bright. It gets brighter as the night goes on, but yeah, it is really fucking bright, man.
Yeah. There's actually I came across a video on YouTube too. There was or maybe it was TikTok. There's a guy that actually recorded. I can't remember which planet it was, if it was Jupiter or Saturn, in the daytime, like literally in bright daylight. He zoomed in on the planet. Yeah.
Wow, that's good, man.
Well, I'd say Jupiter's the second brightest, so it'll go Venus, Jupiter, then Sirius.
Yeah.
Mars has been visible a lot. Not so much over the last few months, but there was a time last year when Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus just kept going into these, these conjunctions and what's the other word? That the stars go in just in line where they're in line. They're not necessarily in conjunction.
I know what you mean. I can't think of a word though. I'm terrible with thinking of words. But yeah, they're very.
Like Mikey says sometimes, it seems that there's no depth to them.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
that too. Yeah.
I've heard Mikey saying about the Big Dipper, kind of like it's like if you look at the Big Dipper, it's like there's no distance between each individual star.
Yeah,
they're mutually kind of the same distance.
Yeah, it's like if you drew it on your wall in your kitchen or your bedroom, it's the same thing. It's they have their distance this way, but there's no distance this way.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The only way that they say, oh well, the ones that are really dim, you can just they're billions and billions and billions of miles away. That one there is 3.5 trillion light years away.
Which is crazy, because you can't really comprehend 1 million miles, can you?
No, exactly. It's ridiculous.
Well, if you consider that the circumference of the Earth is only fucking 25,000 miles, 25,000 miles. So how many times do you have to go around if the Earth was really a globe? How many times would you have to go around it to make 1 million miles?
Yeah,
man?
Well, exactly.
And I guess Fairy Muff is mentioning too that I should mention my T-shirt. So I got actual shirts made of that.
That is brilliant, mate.
Yeah,
it's cool.
So cool. If anybody wants,
and that's way better. Do you know what? That's way better than any of the other, the sort of cymatic ones that there are.
Yeah,
that shows something completely different to
cymatic. And it's an actual picture. It's my picture. I love it. I'm just so happy that I was able to do it.
I've never seen one like that.
on that topic, Mikey, I was going to say, I know you haven't got one at the minute, but if you can get an extra large hoodie, I'll have that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Extra large,
Yeah.
definitely.
Have we got
I'll
any
have
prices on them yet, Mikey?
Yeah, I gotta get. You guys gotta move closer to me.
that. I think you said $35 for a t-shirt plus shipping, isn't it? Canadian dollars.
Yeah,
so that's
I'll
like,
see what I didn't know what the t-shirts are yet, but yeah, I'll figure something out. The hoodies are actually a good price. I don't pay much for. Well, I thought I'd pay more for them, but yeah, the hoodies are only $10 more than the shirts. So
Wow.
that's pretty good.
Can you just show your t-shirt again for somebody? in
Yeah,
chat?
yeah.
I'll put you big.
Right, if you could isolate that the actual star, right, and blow that up and just have that on the back, like just a giant, great, big fucking people. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Like,
I know. Yeah.
what star is it? Is that
Sirius, or
that's Sirius?
or how do you ever? And the funny thing is, you look up Sirius Radio, it looks almost like this. The things right here almost look like Sirius Radio logo.
I swear that's like a spiral.
Yeah, I think it's a coil or spiral, or I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I wonder if it's like
electrical
yeah,
cables.
it's definitely some sort of coil, man. It's like a
It's intriguing without a doubt.
I want to see more.
intrigued.
I definitely want to. I don't want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
So my dad got this really cool telescope years ago. He got this really cool telescope that you could program into the computer, and then you could tell it what what to look at, and it would find it and look at it for you. You can buy some pretty powerful telescopes, can't you? But they cost a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's going through those programs? Are you actually? To me, I think it's a film strip or something. They're falsifying something there. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Well, we looked at the moon. We looked at the moon together, and it wasn't actually much different to the P900.
Exactly.
When I looked at the moon through the P900,
sure.
I don't think when we're looking at the moon through the P900 we're seeing a film strip. Then I think that is pretty true. What we're
but
what
for
we're
the telescope through the software of the computer, they could just manipulate it. I don't know. It's
exactly. To find, and you say, "Oh, I want to find the Pleiades," and so it goes and it moves around and says, "Oh yeah," and it's looking at the Pleiades now. But what it's showing you is something that's already loaded into the the program.
Some of them proper astrophotography telescopes are used. You can disconnect them from track. It's only the tracker that's, the thing's just a scope that you can take away. So that there's no interscope. So I wouldn't imagine that a star tracking mount is programming any pictures into what you're seeing through them telescopes.
If you're able to actually look through the eyepiece and see the magnified, through the lenses, the magnification through the lenses.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about not your, $100 telescope. We're talking about $2,000 telescopes.
Yeah. I wonder if you could get a $10,000 telescope that would.
Oh, probably at least 5,000. Anyways, there's some.
Is that not an observatory?
Yeah. The interesting thing, if you try and get book time in the observatory, it's like certain observatories, it's pretty fucking impossible.
Mm-hmm. There's a little observatory not far from me, and it's owned by local astronomical society, and you can book to go and use it. So I may go and have a look and see what telescope they've got.
If that's about when I come up to see Michael, come see it.
Yeah.
Go see it. Yeah.
Who was that really fucking awesome English guy who used to do the Sky at Night? And Patrick Moore. He's got his own observatory in his garden.
Yeah.
People do have them. I've seen them like actually moving that, and with proper dome thing on top that opens up and moves and everything like.
Dude, I visualize having a little observatory in my future dwelling. Like, it's going to be out on the beach. It's going to be this fucking beautiful observatory made with bamboo.
Mental.
Mickey?
What about Richie? Mikey did a laser test, didn't you, Mikey, along railway?
The moon one, yeah.
Oh no! What was it, Mikey? 50 mile.
Oh,
Your laser.
Oh yeah, the laser. Yeah.
That's
didn't
pretty
go
cool.
on railway tracks, Richie, over land.
Yeah, it was. What was it? It was 30. It was 20. Well, I went back twice. I think I did 30 miles at one point, so that would have been 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's,
When you said laser, I thought you were on about the moon one, Michael.
Nah.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah. The when we point, my buddy has the same laser as me, so we pointed his laser at the moon, and the dark side of the moon actually lit up blue, like the moon was blue.
right.
Yeah. And it wasn't just the laser in front of the moon turning it blue. No, the actual laser was making a circle blue. You know, like the blue light was circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that moon is not. It's not far.
So
I think it's an excellent observation. Man.
my friend Roxy went down with Dr. John. Have you heard of Dr. John?
Yeah, no, John.
Yeah, they went down and they did a laser. I think it was the Isle of Wight or somewhere. I can't remember exactly, but they went and did it as well. And it's definitive. This is the thing. This is my argument with the whole argument. Right? Is it doesn't matter what anybody fucking says. They set the parameters. They set the circumference of the Earth. They've depicted it as nothing but a perfect circle. So the law of gravity is an absolute definite thing that should exist. Therefore, with those parameters, it should be easily demonstrable. Using lasers, using observations, and not one single observation ever made has ever been able to prove that, that there's any curvature. They all show there's zero curvature.
Right.
It's like what we're on about earlier, looking at your horizon, left to right looks flat, but yet they're telling you boats are going over a curve at 3 mile out.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever thought about this? If you go from, like, in your peripheral, right? If you look at your field of view, right, and think, however far it is that we can see. What is our field of view? What is the area that we're looking at? How far is it from as far left in my peripheral vision as it's possible to go to as far right in my peripheral vision as it's possible to go? What is the actual distance of that at the furthest point that I can see? What is that? Because I think we're talking about thousands of miles.
Well, I don't know, but when I first got my telescope, you get that little sighting scope on the side. So to set all that up, you have to pick something in distance and line it and get it all lined up so that your little sighting scope's looking at what you want to look at with your main telescope. And when I was sighting that up, I used it like a pylon, and I was at full zoom with that telescope, and that pylon's not even 6 mile away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like so it can only, my telescope's only seeing 6 mile away, but yeah, I'm looking at craters on the moon like I could stand in them.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, and it's like the moon. So the moon is absolutely definitely not 246,000 miles away.
I'll tell you something else as well. Up top of my street, sometimes when moon rises, it's massive. It's like size of houses. It's like really huge. And I've had my telescope at it when it's looked that big, and I still can't see it any different.
Madness.
Well, because that's all about perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of lensing type effect through atmosphere, like. But
and it's perspective as well. So when it's nearer the ground, it looks bigger because of what's being lit up, what's being silhouetted against it. When you put that right up in the air and there's nothing to mark it against, it doesn't necessarily get smaller as it goes up in the air. Once it gets up high in the sky, it's no longer massive, is it? It's only massive the closer it is to the horizon. And the bigger it is, I remember the first mega moon that I saw, and I think it was in the 90s. And I'd never seen one before, and I'd never talked about one before, but they called it a mega moon. And it was right down on it. It was huge, man. Absolutely fucking huge.
Yeah, man.
It's baffling, isn't it?
Yeah. You got still stuff to present, Mikey.
No, well, I was just going to show you what my buddy's talking about. This is on the Truman Show.
Oh, yeah.
Serious?
Serious, that's right. I remember that, the lantern that fell. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, the Truman Show.
Insane, man. That's good.
I think they're projectors, and I think that's why it's significant. Where like the horoscopes and stuff like that, I think they have meaning because the exact point in space and time that you appeared when you were born into this realm as a baby out of your mother's belly into this realm, that where all the stars were at that moment when you were born, you were the only living sentient being to be in that space at that time, and that's
what
why.
the heck are we talking about? I need for 5 minutes.
I think it's significant. I think it's significant, like because nothing out that it's a huge thing, isn't it? When a human life is created, when a human life becomes actually is born and becomes.
Okay, I missed it. Tell me what it has to do with the stars.
Where your position is in time and space on this realm in relation to the stars. If the stars are some sort of projection, if they're projecting somehow into the realm.
Yeah, what validation you have for that?
What validation do we have for
Is
anything?
it just an idea, or like what do we have to the fact? I just
It's just
got
an
back.
idea. Of course, it's just an idea.
Just an idea.
I thought we had some sort of proof that I missed. I mean, because they say we come from stars.
I believe. Yeah, but I believe scriptures, and scriptures say that they're angels, like so.
Yeah, that's true.
But
the wandering stars are imprisoned, aren't they?
Yeah. Right.
A certain lot of them are tied up. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, continue. I didn't mean to be rude. Don't get him 007.
Neil, seeing as you were talking, you can tell us your testimony now. Come on.
Oh yeah, my brother just came on a job site. Listen, he just came on a job site and started yelling at everybody. I walk away, and then I hear him saying, "If anybody don't like it, they could meet me outside." But we're already outside, so all these guys are getting offended, and I'm just ignoring them. So I got to go and tell him, "What are you paying attention? Just ignore him. You're still going to get paid. He's not happy with the work that was done. What are you going to do?" So anyway, this same brother that's yelling, he was the one that told me about flat Earth. We were driving to a job, and I was just looking. I think it was nighttime, and I was like, "Wow, it's amazing how we're spinning right now. We don't feel it. God's awesome." And he just looked at me. He said, "Why? You think we're on a water ball? You think we live on a globe?" I was like, "Of course. Well, what do we live on? You know something different?" This is, I think, 2015, 2016. He's like, "Yeah, Earth is flat." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind? You're telling me Earth is flat?" He's like, "Yeah," and he starts going into this whole thing. But there's a lot of feast of nonsense. There's us and nobody can go to Antarctica. So he's hitting me with all this, what I called at the time, nonsense. So I I literally berated him for 2 weeks. But as I was berating him, I was looking into it. You know, I was trying to prove the spinning water ball, and I kept coming up short. And then I found YouTube channels, you know, when they weren't censoring, and I was listening to this one, listening to that one, getting into the Sanyak and buying all the ether shit. And then, of course, David Weiss, I stumbled across, I think it was on Globebusters I was listening, and David Weiss was talking about Nathan Oakley. So I sought him out, and then, yeah. Then it was, I never heard it like that before. I never heard affirming the consequence, formal logical fallacy. I never heard freaking the scientific method. So I was blown away. Totally blown away. So that's my quick pony of how I became a flat earther. And like Flatzoid was saying, the Bible just a new book to me. And here we are on Michael's channel, giving our testimony of how we don't live on a spinning ball.
Absolutely.
And do you find it crazy though how we all come from all these different thousands of miles away places, and we're all talking on here together as friends? And
What I think is interesting, Michael, is like so many people. It's almost like it's something that entered into the public consciousness, because lots of people. It's all around 2012 to 2015, 16. That was a lot of people woke up to flat Earth in that short period.
Definitely.
A lot. Me being one of them.
Definitely. You were saying, Michael, about people meeting up and here and all that. Due to flat Earth and stuff, it's really good. And instead, we've gone a step further and met up. Do you know what I mean? Which we became mates. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, well, we're lucky, like we don't live that far. I'd love to go and meet Neil, like, but I can't get over there. It's
exactly. We're only 8 miles apart, and even then, I had to get bloody 3 trains.
So the only reason I haven't really met anybody is because I'm in Tenerife, and it's a little bit difficult for me to meet up with English people. But like Roxanne, if you guys know Roxanne Glenn, really Roxanne. Me and her have been friends and making videos together since like 2018, 2017, 18. And she did, well, I was involved in it. I was doing the live streams every day on our show in 2019, where they went and did the UK, they did the Globe Live tour around the UK, and then the following year they did the European tour. And then we were talking about doing another tour in America in 2020.
I can't hear.
And then fucking.
You right, Neil?
Is anybody else having a hard time hearing but me?
No, we're fine.
Yeah, it must be you, Neil.
All right, ignore me.
And and 2020 we were talking about doing either another European tour or doing an American tour, and COVID happened. And the tours did really well, man. Like the European tour, they went to, I don't know, 100 and something different cities all across Europe, Eastern Europe. Like they went everywhere, man. They went to fucking Turkey and Russia and like Ukraine. They went all over the place, and everywhere they went, they had really good results. You know, people were really people are more interested in Europe than they are in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
There's not so many trolls.
Yeah.
The UK is absolutely. You go out doing street activism in the UK, and you guarantee you'll get a troll.
Oh, yeah. Spud said, Michael, he's coming back next time. You know what I mean? So he's liking it. Oh, good. Nice one, Spud. Nice one.
Well, you could come up here, and it's not far for us to then get a train to meet Spud in York.
That's right. Yeah, we can go and meet Spud. Yeah, definitely. I'm coming in the next couple of months anyway.
And you could all get a cheap flight deal out to Tenerife and come and make some amazing observations of El Hierro and La Palma, 125 kilometers away.
Let me get back.
Richie, can I fly from England to Tenerife without being jabbed up?
Yes, you can now. You can now.
Good.
Yeah, they've dropped all the mandates now.
I was going to say, I ain't getting on no plane for a jab, like.
I ain't getting no plane.
Nah.
No plane.
Give me no jab, fool.
I ain't drinking no milk, fool.
Yeah, man.
I ain't drinking no milk. Pity the fool.
Oh yeah, Mikey. Nice one for that little short video you did for me. I didn't know. I came across it a couple of days ago. I hadn't seen it. When
I
did you make
posted
that?
it in Element twice for you, PJ.
Didn't know. You know what I'm like in Element. When did you post it? When did you do that?
Oh, probably a week ago. Yeah, probably a week ago at least.
Oh, was it? Yeah, nice one, man. It was funny.
Them little shorts make me laugh.
I showed it to my missus.
That-
What
Showed it to my
that's-
missus. She was
what
in
do you
state.
use for them faces, Mikey? What app
Huh?
is it?
Mhm.
What'd you
Mikey,
say? Yeah,
what do you use for them?
Hey.
yeah, that's Snapchat. Yeah.
Oh, it's Snapchat.
Oh, okay. You're the funny.
Neil's got a bad connection, man.
Yeah, Neil, drop out and drop back in.
You're getting grabbled big time, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the avatar were all fuzzy.
I like some of your first one, Mikey's. The Simon Dan one, swinging.
Yeah.
Oh, Simon Dan. Do you know what? Simon Dan made my channel, my original channel, my original 007 channel back in 2017. I was posted in the 2018. Simon Dan did a video about me, and I picked up about 2,500 subscribers from it. I went from 400 subscribers to like 2,500.
Nice.
Were they all ball trolls though?
The ball.
No, do you know what? No, I actually picked up real supporters.
Really?
Wow.
Like people that came over and said like, "Hey, look, I watched Simon Dan's video of you, so I thought I'd come over and do you know what? You seem like a nice guy, and you know." And they stuck around, and I even there's, I think I've still got. I haven't spoken to her for a while, but I think I've still got. I'm on my third channel now because YouTube just kept deleting me. Like my last channel, they fucking lied. They couldn't even. There wasn't even anything there for them to get me on, but they lied and said there was and deleted my channel.
Yeah, it stinks.
They just don't like truth being spoken.
Mainly
man.
down to
and I wasn't
trolls,
smart enough
they
about
report
it.
you for out. You know, YouTube tends to lean that
Well-
way.
Michael, can I just say, 25 watching. That's not bad for the first stream.
Is that how many's watching? Wow.
That's pretty good, mate.
25 watching, dude. And you've been on an hour. We've been on an hour and 26 minutes, so it's going well, man. It's going well.
It's pretty good going, dude.
It is,
It's
man.
better than me.
I don't get 26 people watching me, so
Really?
It's been a good show. It's been good testimonies. It's been good presentation from Mikey. Brilliant, man. It's been excellent. It's been a good show.
It's not been bad for first one, has it?
Yeah, and you see what you mean. You were nervous as well. I bet you feel.
I still am.
Oh, yeah.
Weird as out.
Yeah,
dude, all you got to do is
you sound relaxed, dude. You sound good, man. It's all going well.
all you got to do is come on and be yourself,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Just come on and be yourself, and like everybody will feel that energy and fucking, and then
Hey,
like that's all you want is people to just
Yeah.
come on and be themselves.
Trolls,
And we're
trolls
also
take piss out of how I speak and everything, but like, you know, I'm from South Yorkshire. I can't help it. This is how I speak.
Listen, South Yorkshire is one of the best accents there is. If I could have accent and from UK, if I could change my accent and just come from wherever,
sound like bloody
somewhere in
Jimmy
North,
Savile.
well, maybe North Yorkshire. North Yorkshire would be better for
He
me.
sounds like Jimmy Savile, like that dude. Sorry.
That's not a bad. That's not bad. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. You did sound like Jimmy.
That's the one that I got from me Hovis.
Yeah, we've all got funny accents, man. I'm Scottish. I'm like a farmer fisherman Scottish.
I love the Master Poggy from Plopshire.
Mr. Foggy for Plopshire. Aye. I changed my name for a minute.
Plopshire,
Change it
of
to
course.
Snarlson.
Yeah.
Nice. And then,
Mikey, you're Canadian. I picked up on that. You are Canadian.
Oh yeah.
And I'm saying, oh well, we got a Canuck in the house with Canucklehead. Canucklehead. I just like the name, man, Canucklehead. And I did think that Canuck is actually an offensive term, isn't it, for a Canadian? It's not politically correct to call anybody a Canuck. That I learned that from South Park, so it must be true.
oh, yes, that's what I mean. I
Because
just-
Garrison
I just learned.
got done.
I just learned the other night from Mikey that a beanie is a tuck in Canada.
Took. Yeah, took. Yeah.
It's a what?
A beanie is a toque. A toque in Canada.
Toque.
Is that like a native Indian saying? It sounds
I
kind of
have-
native Indian.
I have
doesn't
no
it?
idea what that is. Yeah, it's
No.
just,
Hmm.
I'll have to look it up.
It does sound kind of native Indian though. Not that they would have been wearing Canucks, but it kind of sounds that way, doesn't it? And there was a big place for them. Yeah, been good, man.
I think it's really sad what's happened to Canada, man. I still actually can't really believe that it's happened to Canada, because I always thought maybe Canada could be like VC might have been somewhere that maybe I wanted to. I thought about, it'd be nice to live in Vancouver for a bit, but wow, Justin Trudeau, man, just fucking wow. Sorry, Justine Castro.
Where did toques come from?
I just want to say, just JP, thanks for kind words, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's been good. It's good. I'm saying it's been good. It's still good. I mean, look, you get people with the first streams that are only they've got one person watching, and that's their pal. You know what I mean? So it's done well, done really well. Man. Next week it'll grow.
Then it's not like if it were just me talking on my own, probably nobody would be watching live, but you guys are here, so.
Dude, I do my coffee time. I do my coffee time streams, and if nobody gets up onto the panel and it joins me to talk to me, then we just listen to Alan Watts, because I'm not going to sit there talking to nobody. I know I'm talking to people, but really, you're not, are you?
You're
really,
not, are you?
you're sat in your room talking to your fucking computer. So it's like, and also I don't like saying too much anymore. I think actually silence is golden.
Yeah.
Just JP, how you doing, man?
It's I don't like talking to people on the phone. Like my mum rings me when I've not seen my mum for weeks, and she wants to talk me ear off.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mum, I'm going because I hate talking to you on the phone.
Do you know, I normally hate talking to people on the phone as well, right? But that's one of the things about all the people that joined my Magic Treehouse and came into my Signal group. Every single one of them, I spoke to every single one of them before they came in, and with every single person I've had, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour conversations. No effort, just like we've been talking, and then the conversation's ended, and it's been like, wow, we've been chatting for 3 hours. And that's what happens with my coffee time streams when people do come on and talk, and then the conversation just flows freely. And when we do check the time, like the one today was 7.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, nice one, detectives, on Michael's behalf. He said, great channel, Michael.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Yorkshireman born and bred, strong in arm.
Do you know what, right? When I used to, I lived in Berkshire, and they used to say in Berkshire born and Berkshire bred, strong in the arm and thick in the head. I think it's one of those ones that just apply. It'd be Dublin born and Dublin bred.
Well, where I grew up, Richie, a town called Brampton Beerlow, and then a little bit further down it became Cortonwood, and Cortonwood Colliery is where miners' strike started in the 80s, and a lot of my friends at school and that, their dads were all on picket line and stuff like that. I were on an infant school, 4 or 5 year old, but
back in the Maggie Thatcher, Arthur Scargill days.
My mum would be walking me down to infant school, and police would be on horses and battering all miners, writing that. You know what I mean? From seeing that, I always knew that there was something wrong with government.
How so? Do you mind if you don't mind me asking? How old are you, Michael?
I'm 44.
You're 44.
Yeah.
I'm 46 in September.
Yeah, I'm just
so
47.
I
Yeah,
can remember. I remember that. I remember the Arthur Scargill days, like the Maggie Thatcher, the fucking riot, the protests.
yeah, it is right, isn't that? Yeah, I remember it.
I mean,
But
like,
knowing what we know, listen, knowing what we know about agents provocateurs now, if we apply that back to those days, how many of those people protesting were actually violent? You know, how much of that was instigated? How much of it was agents provocateurs?
Of course, exactly right. Yeah, man, I remember them. Yeah, I was just on 47 on Friday, so yeah, I remember them. I was a kid in the 80s, like, but I remember it in the news. You see the coppers with the tits on their heads. You know what I mean? The bobby hats and that. Yeah,
this is how bad they hated Maggie Thatcher around here. When she died in Goldthorpe, that's like a couple of villages away from me. They actually were burning effigies of her.
Yeah, did they have a little party?
Yeah, flags were out and everything.
the Iron Maiden.
But she was one cruel woman, like.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are your thoughts about the royal family, Mikey?
I'm
I don't have an opinion. I don't really care.
I'm not for them.
I'm not.
I'd rather just not even think about it.
Well, because it's fucking. It makes you angry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To think about it, because it's like, well, he's not my fucking king. I know that much. He's not my king.
They're imposters, aren't they? They've just claimed to be.
In more ways than one. In more ways than one, like they are imposters.
By their own bloody set of rules and that and legalisms, that he should have abdicated. You know what I mean? And you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into the royals anyway. I'm not. Nah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't realise that in the 1800s there was very nearly a fucking revolution, though. In the UK, they depicted it in a game that it was a PlayStation exclusive game. They depicted it at the Order of 1886, I think it's called, and it's all about basically this steampunk They've got these advanced weapons, but they are protecting the royal family and the East India Trade Company. And what the East India Trade Company is actually doing is transporting vampires and werewolves around. And the werewolves are there to protect the vampires. And Jack the Ripper is one of the royals, who is actually a vampire.
That's what they actually think anyway, isn't it? Jack the Ripper, that he was actually like somebody well-to-do.
Dude, I swear to God, they tell us blatant truth in computer games.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're inbred as well. It's very much so.
Only place you don't get truth is on Gogglebox. That's the only place.
My old man said to me whenever it was earlier this year, he said to me, no, it wasn't. It's 2021. My old man said to me, "Oh, you've got your head in those conspiracy websites. You're looking too much shit. What you really need, if you want to learn some truth, is watch more BBC." All right, Dad. It was nice knowing you, mate.
Don't talk to me about BBC. I'm on about my 1000th letter warning me that I'm breaking law because I ain't got.
Oh, fuck yeah!
I get one about every 2 weeks. They talk about, running out of fuel and stuff and killing trees and that. And I must have a full forest of letters from BBC.
You just like you need to start. You can start playing the legal game and acting in honour, and you can. Just by sending all of them back, not known at this address, or send them all back, not known at this address, and then don't respond again because you've told them not known at this address.
Yeah. I just ignore them. Like if they come to my door, we're getting shot back in the face.
Well, if
I don't watch TV anyway, so it makes no difference.
If they come to your door, you just don't ever answer any of their questions. All you do is ask them questions. Just ask them always ask them questions. Don't, even if it's something ridiculous, right? you just ask. They say, "Oh, are you the owner of this? Are you the owner of this house?" And you just say, "Hey, did you watch the football last night?" Seriously, try and get them angry. Just try and get them angry. Just piss them off. Get them, like, because they can't, once they have to act in honor as well, and they can't. There's certain marks they can't overstep. So you don't answer their questions, and you answer every question with a question, even if it's a fucking ridiculous one.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them why water's level.
I give him a good flat smacking at the door.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you could just actually use that programming that they've all undergone, right, to your advantage. They open the door, they say, "Oh, hello, are you Mr. Da-da-da?" And you just go, "Did you know that the Earth is flat?" And just watch their eyes glaze over, and they'll just go, "What? Oh my God, this guy's a nutter." Fuck.
Well, only TV I've got in my flat is Brock anyway, so when they do come, I might just say, "Yeah, take that, mate."
You just don't let them in. Don't give them access.
Don't let them in. Don't talk to them. They can't do you frog if you're not set out. So that's what they try and do: trip people up into saying things and make lies up.
The other thing that you could do as well is you can pretend that you can act as if as if it's somebody speaking to you from beyond the grave, but you can't really quite work out if it is, because you can't see them. Because in reality, what they're doing is they're operating as officers of the corporation. They're coming in to basically take money. They want to enforce this policy or whatever. So they're a corporate entity. They're a dead fictional entity, and you are a living man. And living men cannot speak to the dead. So you're like, I can hear something, but I don't see. Like, I don't understand. Are you speaking to me? Like, who? Where do you think you are? Just talk to them like the spirits talking to you from beyond the grave, and don't ever focus on them. Just drive them nuts. Make them think you're crazy.
You got all else to present, Mikey?
Yeah.
Or you want to talk about?
No, I'm just sitting here listening.
I've noticed you've been getting a lot of trolls.
I know, they're idiots, man.
I'm going to have to come over and deal with a few of them.
Yeah, man.
But you always stream when I'm in bed.
He streams really late. I'm usually up all night. I see every hour, so every now and again I see Mikey on. I'm like, yeah, pop on now. And Mikey's like, don't you ever sleep, man?
Last night we were going to watch you, weren't we, PJ? And we put you on, and then you're like, if you're talking to me like that, I'm off, and you went.
we were sharing. I was sharing you in Element app, and as soon as I clicked you on, you pissed off.
I'll tell you what, not having the app on my phone and stuff does mean it's like, if I had the app on my phone, then I'd get all the notifications and everything. But I don't. It's like right now, it's actually not loaded up on one of my tabs. So I've been really bad with it with Element, but I'd really like to see it take off. Like, I'd like to see it actually work, like as an alternative to Discord.
I can't stand Discord, me, mate.
I've
been hacked twice through Discord.
Loads of people have been hacked through Discord. Loads of people. Very dodgy, and the name of it, Discord,
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what it is? They're using the word that's because it's so close to discourse.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it's emulating. It's emulating that. Oh, this is the place where we can go and have discourse with each other.
I've met some great crazies on Discord, me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
What Discord itself means to sow enmity between people. You know what I mean? To cause people to divide and stuff.
Well, it's how they've coordinated all their troll farms on Discord.
Exactly.
All the troll farms are coordinated on Discord, and that's how they get you. That's how they infiltrate, and and get you. And if you download the fucking app to your phone and your computer, then you're just giving them direct access, man. They basically 2 laptops of mine, a year apart from each other. Right, I got done one year, and then the following year, we got talked into going, like, we were doing the Wide Awake show, and everybody was going, oh, go on Discord. We've created a server for you. We'll give, you know, like, you just need to come in. We'll make you the you know, administrators and everything. And I was like, I don't fucking know. All right, fuck it, go on then. If you promise that this is going to be you know, that there's just no trolls in here, that you've policed everybody that's come into this group. Yeah. So I go in, and within a week of entering that group, I'd flushed out all the fucking trolls. Yeah. And it was full of them. Yeah. And then the same thing happened with that laptop as happened the year before, where the laptop reset, and then when it came back in, all my login codes had been changed.
Wow, ridiculous.
And I couldn't get in to the computer. So
that just baked my head. That, like, I think I'd call it a day if I had that happen to all my accounts. I think I'd just never go back.
All right, dude. So in 2020, me and Roxanne interviewed Adam Meakin on our channels, and we talked about RSO and treating people with RSO, and he gave his testimony about how he treated his dad who had colon.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah.
We got within a couple of hours of the stream was going gangbusters. Within a couple of hours, the video was deleted. We got 2 strikes straight away. 2 strikes, and thankfully neither of us had a strike. Like, so, we were both on a 2-week ban, 2 strikes. But then, over the next 2 days, both of us had our cars broken into and then locked up again. Wow. She had hers moved round the corner. Somebody moved her car and parked it up and locked it up again. And somebody broke into my car, which was full of stuff. There was probably €1,000 worth of equipment in there. A guitar, a drone, a PA system. And they took some really seemingly insignificant things and some receipts, some Vodafone receipts, a pair of trainers, and a pair of Skittles. And then a month later, my phone got cut off, and they told me that I hadn't paid my bill for 7 months or something. And I said, "Fuck off! I've got the fucking receipts. Let me just go and get them from my car." And those are the receipts that have been stolen out of my car.
Mental,
right? And they locked my. They took everything on the, like, my car was a bit of a mess, so there was a lot of stuff on the floor. They took everything from the floor and put it on the seats. Took everything from the seats and put it on the floor, and took everything out of the glove box and put it everywhere. And then they locked it up again. And they took what they took and they locked it back up again, because I had to unlock it to get in. What I think it is, dude, is 77th Brigade.
Yeah.
That's all it is 77th Brigade. And we put ourselves on the map, we put ourselves on the radar because of what we were talking about, and because they knew that we were going to talk about, we whatever it was we found, we would talk about it, right? We weren't afraid to talk about it. Then, so in 2020, later on, or 2021, I had people come out. They posted videos on YouTube and got a link sent to me where they'd been taking secret videos of me at my gig. So my trolls had come to my gig and were taking these secret videos of me. So I left comments saying, "Oh, you big tough guys, aren't you? Fucking, why don't you come and introduce yourselves to me, man? Why don't you come and say hey? Like, what sort of pussy does that? Like, what sort of pussy does that? Seriously." So the following week, they came in, but I don't think they were counting on my brain working as fast as it does, because I put 2 and 2 together in a split second. As soon as I saw their faces, my brain, I thought where the camera angles were, worked out where they were sat, and I was like, "Yep, it was you." And it was 4 of them, 2 couples, and they pretended that they didn't know each other, and that they met in the bar. And went and sat down and said, "Oh, do you mind if we sit here?" "Yeah, no problem, okay." Right? And then they tried to embarrass me. They tried to quite quickly. They were trying to intimidate me and then try to embarrass me, and I just called them out in front of everybody. Said straight away, just looked at this twat right in the square in the eye and said, "All right, mate." I called him by the YouTube handle and then explained to everybody who they were and what they were doing and everything. And they just shut the fuck up after that and enjoyed the rest of the gig. Came up at the end of it, told me how fucking brilliant I was, how amazing it was, and then while I was dithering around going and getting paid and stuff, they nicked my rucksack with about €400 worth of equipment in it, and then posted a video on YouTube saying, "Yeah, that was us. We nicked your bag. Here it is."
Idiots. Man.
And the two guys were absolutely either current or like ex. They were military. They just looked like military.
Idiots.
So 77th Brigade.
Yeah.
Aye.
They're the only ones that are going to actually bother with that. What sort of normal fucking troll is going to bother actually going on holiday somewhere to go and fuck with someone? Like, most trolls are just sad twats that sit in their fucking room and they just get a kick out of making, causing people,
There's
triggering
something driving them trolls as well. You know, I won't put it past them being paid to do it. Like,
there were adverts out back in 2018-19. There were adverts for for Globe believing channels to basically make defamatory videos about flat Earth and flat Earthers and the subject itself, just to basically, and they were offering pretty good money for each video. If you had over a certain number of subs, they were offering good money for the videos. And Simon Dan, man, like Simon Dan, I watched his subscribers like shoot up. Yeah. I don't think he was consciously buying subscribers. I think somebody was buying subscribers for him, with or without his knowledge. You know, like he's sponsored.
Well, it's like this new guy that's popped up, this Dave McKeegan bloke. Like, he's come from nowhere. Do you know what I mean? And now, I think he used to be a photography channel or something. Now it's FE stuff, Globe Earth stuff, you know, and FE stuff, and his numbers have gone through the roof, you know. So
I mean, if he's a photographer and he's making claims that flat Earth is wrong and that there is a curvature, then he's intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, well, he's a liar. Like, it kills his own arguments in his own videos. Like, he's an absolute moron, like most of them.
Well, like Simon Dan. Simon Dan hasn't done a single bit of science. Yeah, he's never actually done anything to prove anything. All he does is sit there and slate what, you know, and just take the piss.
And he says things like, because physics says so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a beauty, that, isn't it? Because physics says so.
Yes, so what a dick. Sorry.
Mate.
Sorry, what a dick.
That's like Neil deGrasse Tyson saying, you know, that he believes in consensus.
Yeah.
That's why it's true. Well, consensus says so it must be.
Nice one, Richie.
It's like you have one guy with 20, 50 accounts, and they come in your comments, and they're all and they make it look like that everybody's against you. Do you know what I mean? And that's a tactic.
Well, they've got all their stock accounts, man. Like, one person has got at least 5 accounts, but they'll come and just keep popping in. So you get 3 people, 5 accounts each. Just keep coming in, one after the other. You get that one gets booted, coming with the next one. That one gets booted. But the thing is, though, they're not very smart about it. They're not very clever about it. It's all done. I worked this out quite early on, and for myself, I said, do you know what? This is training. This is training. Dealing with trolls is training. It's about not getting emotionally triggered by people, by what they say. Not being triggered by it at all. So it gets to the point where the troll comes in and you're just like, oh man, there's another troll. Go on, let's hear what he's got to say. Let's see if he can come up with anything clever or original. Or, oh, no, right, okay. Same old shit. You know?
It's like when I first started doing videos on my channel,
Oh, I've just realised my language. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Like I said, try and curb it, but if you slip out, you slip out. I mean, I swear, but I'm managing to.
When I'm comfortable, I just, I just forget that. Sorry,
But
I'm sorry.
it's alright. But when I first started posting videos, the trolling me, and I used to get wound up, But now, I welcome them because when they come, they just say stupid things, and you can just point out how stupid they are. And
They've got stupid names. Half the
It's
time they've got like really ridiculous. Like straight away, their name says, "Yes, I am a troll.
yeah.
I am a soccer count."
But yeah, Richard, the do, mate. It also stops people commenting on your videos because they jump on them as well, So
Yeah.
somebody new to your channel can't just come to your channel and say, "Oh, great video, mate, enjoyed it," because there'll be 10, 20 trolls underneath calling them morons and that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's pathetic, really pathetic. But imagine what it's like for them. Yeah, they can't stand flat Earth. They think it's stupid, but yeah, they have to watch it every day.
Every day.
So
That's
I thrive off that.
Yeah, I mean that's why it just all seems a bit too weird because I don't think any real person could possibly. I don't, it's like they're not real people, man. They're not even real people. They're just they don't even realise. They don't even realise that they're not even real. they've got no fucking connection to anything.
It's like the new name.
Can't see past the nose on the end of the face.
What's it say? The Don of Donkerville.
The Don of Donkeyville. Yeah, man. I'm just thinking.
They are lumpy. They are trying to wear us out, mate. But
yeah, true.
That is the plan. And
They've been doing it for the last fucking for as long as I've been. At least since 2018, I've been experiencing trolls. So they don't they let up. If you just ignore them, you don't interact at all. Don't feed the trolls. If you don't feed the trolls, eventually they do get bored and they fuck off.
I've banned me.
Yeah, that's it. Just ban them. Don't say
them.
anything. Just banned. Okay, banned. Okay, but hidden.
Cry about it, you're censoring us and you're banning us all the time. But it's like, well, don't be a troll then. You know what I mean? But we
Absolutely.
do what you want,
I'm just I'm sorry. Did you hear? I didn't hear anything. No. Bye.
Absolutely. I just had a bowl.
The other thing, I'll tell you what. The other thing as well that I noticed, right? I used to leave troll-like comments. Right? I used to, and I still do. Every now and again, somebody will post a video, and I just have to leave a fucking comment. Right? And they're not as troll-like now. They're not as troll-like, but they were. And when I was making troll-like comments, I was getting trolled a lot. And so I stopped making troll-like comments. I kind of consciously stopped doing that. And the trolls lessened as well. I don't know if it was, I don't know which one it was, or if it was a combination of the two. Stopping making troll-like comments myself, just leaving it, just not even bother commenting, just leaving it. And also ignoring the ones that did come in. That just all led to now I don't get most of the people in my chat room are have got wrenches. Everybody once they've been in it, once I've seen people for a few times and kind of gauged what they're talking about and how they're interacting with people, and then I just rather everybody had a wrench, And then if a troll does come in, they just get zapped straight away. Listen, guys, it's 10 o'clock. and I am actually.
Well,
Strange that, isn't it? How I'm off the west coast of Africa in the Canary Islands, but it's the same time here as it is in London and Scotland.
I know, it's mental, isn't it?
That's why I went, whoa. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then,
on the old, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
but look at Flatside down in South Africa, who was only an hour in front. You know, it's.
But it's all about the longitude, isn't it? It's about
Yeah.
that line of longitude.
Yeah.
So it just happened to be in the same line of longitude. There will be. I wonder if Cape Verde as well is on the same time, because I think it's on the same line of longitude. It's below us. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Michael. Brilliant.
It's been a pleasure you coming on, mate. It's an honour.
First. If this, no, don't. Fuck off. Oh, no, fuck off. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to come on my channel. I know LVA Paul sent you links.
I know.
So I'm waiting for you. And PJ, you're always welcome. Like anybody, you're always anybody's welcome on my channel. On the panels. We don't talk about flat Earth really. It comes up.
Yeah.
But that's not our main focus of conversation. It's a lot of philosophy, sometimes current affairs and current events. But, you know, we talk about all kinds of stuff. I don't know, Paul, what do you think we talk about on my channel? It's not flat Earth a lot, though, is it?
No, we talk about music quite a lot because of what you do, and technology sometimes comes up, and health, and
engineering, electroculture, and we also sort of, I guess you could say, kind of review, or at least jump off or bounce, use different videos for inspiration to talk about. You know, we watch Richard Vobes and stuff, and watch how Richard Vobes over the last, because I was watching him when he was the Bald Explorer. And he was just a YouTuber, just making these videos, but basically doing like a Neil, what's his name, who's, you know, the Scottish guy that talks about the British Isles. So
Oliver.
So he was doing similar sort of thing, but obviously just not with the same name. He hasn't actually been on. He's never been televised, but he's always been an aspiring presenter of some kind. And then when the lockdowns happened, he believed it and went along with it for, you know, at first, for the first couple of months, but very quickly he was uncomfortable with what was going on, and then he was getting all these questions from his viewers, so he started looking into it, and now the guy has woken up. Over the last 3 years, the guy's gone from fast asleep to at least aware of all the things that really, you know, are going on now. A lot, like the fact that climate change is bullshit, the government's bullshit, the banks is bullshit, that the fuck it, you know, that they're like, I'm waiting for him to get, I think he's steering clear of the flat Earth thing. He's not gone anywhere near flat Earth, right? And I don't expect him to. I don't think he will. I think if he does do that, then he's got a risk of losing a lot of his, because he's like a medium, like a halfway point between totally asleep and waking up. A lot of people, they're not, like, the demographic that he reaches basically is a demographic that we aren't ever necessarily going to reach. You know?
Yep.
The sort of people that watch him because he emulates mainstream. He wanted to be mainstream, he emulates mainstream, and so there are people that they're more comfortable. He seems like a really respectable guy, not, you know, he doesn't look like a fucking he doesn't look like a state like me. I've decided not to come on camera tonight. I'm looking particularly bad.
I forgot to put myself off.
I'm sat here in my fucking wife beater, so.
Anyway, what, you got some what is it, Stella?
Yeah, I quit drinking in 2013, so
Oh,
I've got water.
Oh,
I've got
nice, nice.
Strawberry pop and apple squash, apple juice, fizzy apple
You know
pop.
the best strawberry pop is Miranda. Have you ever tried it?
What's it
Little
called?
cans of Miranda.
Nah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Little cans, Coca-Cola size cans. If you see it, grab them, man. They're brilliant.
This is Clipper. It's Clipper Fraser.
Okay. Nice.
And then there's actually one of my favourites is this Fresh Gas Manzana, which is apple. It's like fizzy apple.
Oh, that'll be over there in Tenerife then. Yeah.
It's full of aspartame and all that kind of crap. But fuck it, man. Jesus, you know. I've stopped so many things. I've stopped eating so many things, and I've stopped drinking, and I've stopped, you know.
Yeah, I don't drink. On an occasion, that's it.
I think my body can deal with a little bit of sweetener.
I use sweeteners in my coffee.
I use condensed milk in my coffee because then I don't need sweeteners.
I've done condensed. Yeah, you don't need to put any sugar in when you use condensed milk. Sweet enough.
And it also makes it creamy and like it deals with your hunger pangs.
Like Canadian coffee is creamy, isn't it? Canadian coffee is really creamy, isn't it? I had a Canadian friend when I was in rehab, 2003, and he made me a coffee. And it was really creamy. So I'm presuming it's a Canadian thing or somewhere in Canada or something like that. I don't know if Mikey could answer that.
I don't know. I don't drink coffee, so.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, you're a water dude, didn't you? You're strictly no drugs, no drink, water, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, just water and milk.
Is it? Do you distill your water?
Fair play to you.
No, I just drink the water from the tap. I'm good.
Yeah, fair play to you though. It's good. Never drunk some alcohol in his life, man.
Yeah,
brilliant. That's fantastic, man.
Do you know, I kind of, there was part of me that wishes that I'd never poisoned my vessel with any alcohol or drugs or anything.
Me too. Without a doubt. I mean, I was drug addict from the age of 16 up until 40, 7 years ago. On and off.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, 7 years ago, 40. I've been
I was
5 years-ish. So, 40 odd years.
I'll still enjoy a joint. I still enjoy weed when and when I can. And if if I could afford to, I'd smoke every day again. But
I do.
But I used to, I was still dabbling once a week in recreational devil's dandruff. Like I'm a singer. I'm a singer and a performer. Yeah. So once a week on my night off, I'd get a bag and But when the lockdowns happened, that was one of the best things that happened to me when the lockdowns happened, and it made me sort of put on my priorities. It was like, oh shit, hang on a second, right? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to bother with that shit anymore.
It's a lot more expensive as well. Everybody blasted up the prices then.
Oh mate, what I saw, that was the thing, right? What I saw was everybody else. They didn't stop. They doubled down and became like guys that didn't have a problem ended up with a problem. They were doing it so much they ended up giving themselves fucking problems.
Yeah.
And like they'd start smoking crack because they didn't want to put it up the nose anymore.
Richard, just 1 second. You wanting to get off, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump off. I'm just getting tired. That's all. Yeah.
Mikey.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Are you going to come again next week?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Why not? Yeah.
I want to see some more photos, man. Some more photos like that.
More the merrier, like.
Yeah, Mikey, it'd be good for you to be part of the panel, man. Definitely.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. And I'll try and catch your streams if I can, like.
Yeah,
I'll try to go during the day. Yeah.
They are excellent.
It's like usually 10 o'clock I'm starting to feel sleepy. Like you know what I'm like, PJ, don't you? I'm in bed.
Oh, absolutely. I stayed with you for 3 days.
I start getting tired. I'm start getting ratty.
Yeah, he just goes to sleep. He just crashes out easy.
My bedtime is like 11 o'clock normally, so I don't like staying up later.
I used to spend hours and hours on Discord talking to like Americans.
Yeah.
You know, you have to stay if you're from England and you want to
Yeah.
talk to Americans. You have to become nocturnal. Like,
Well,
Right.
and Australia, I got a lot of quite a few of my subs are from Australia, so it was good today because we had somebody in Florida, and it was the morning. I was here and it was midday, and then my mate Callum was in Australia and it was 8 o'clock in the evening. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, midday, and 8 o'clock in the evening, or like being represented. It was pretty cool, man. Anyway, on
Yeah.
that note, I'm off as well. Thank you very much. Cheers
Bless you,
thanks for the link, Paul.
it's
Thanks
been
for joining, Richie.
been a pleasure.
You've got LVA Paul to thank for that. He sent me the link earlier on. So
Paul's there.
Yeah, Paul's
Yeah.
the best man. He's a
No,
techie dude.
You know, if it weren't for Paul, I wouldn't even be streaming tonight. So
That's it.
dude, Paul's fucking amazing, man. He's helping more than one person out. He's helped me out. He's you know
helps
he's helping
everybody
he's
out.
helping.
He's
a few
helped me
people
out.
Me
He's
too.
he's like a fucking angel. He's
You helped Nathan out. You helped me
Oh, God,
out.
Ken.
oh, look who it is.
Yo, let me tell you something
You're
about this.
buffoons.
Hold on. Let me tell you something about this StreamYard. It made my phone like 120 degrees. My phone kept overheating. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Duper. Tell Flat so I don't unban him. Tell him yourself. Duper Poons. If you're that
Where?
powerful, tell him. Duper Poons is in
Talk to
chat.
him in the bathroom. I gotta go to bed. He's speaking out of his mind. 8-inch what? Of that?
Tell him
For
yourself.
you? Or for him?
And it wasn't Flats that banned you, by the way. But
It was me.
it was all of it.
I'll see you later, peeps.
See you later.
Man.
Take it easy.
Mate, take care.
Yeah. Is Mikey going?
See you around, Richie.
Yeah,
Oh, is
Mike.
Mikey going on red? Oh, right. I was going to sit by, but he's already gone. But who's that in the corner? Is that Simon? Oh, I thought Simon was in the corner, right? Oh, no. No, sorry. I was getting confused.
I just want to make sure everybody blows smoke up Paul's ass. Who missed?
Yeah.
I was thinking, Michael, we could try sharing element next time because we had Jeff and Spud and Hammer couldn't turn off his speaker or something.
Yeah.
So we've had a few issues. We could try like just one day, just a quick test to see if we can get element to share.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I've no issues with that at all. If you know how to do it, right?
I think it'd be better going in element, to be honest, wouldn't
Well,
it?
Paul, let me ask you a question. How come is it okay? Because that's never happened to me before. When I'm on the phone, I'm on either Flat Earth Debate or wherever he's talking on Element, and the phone just gets 120 degrees and shuts off.
No, it's weird because you joined Richie's for a bit and it didn't do it then, did it?
It was getting hot. It was getting hot.
Oh,
with
okay.
Richie's too, but I kept putting it by the air conditioner in the car.
Okay,
So
yeah,
that's
so it's
weird.
just, it's just a heavy use app then, a bit like Discord in that regard, I guess. Although obviously worse than Discord.
Bud did just said, what did Duper do? I think he was just being Duper. That's what he did.
He's complaining about moderation on other channels, so that's a ban just in itself.
Oh, did he? Is that what he said? Well, there you go.
Yeah, unban me from Flatswoods. He's moaning. This is not a stream for him to be moaning on.
Mhm.
He can bugger off. So he did.
There you go. That's how you handle these people.
Well, yeah, Mikey, I'll do that. I'll do that, mate. Definitely.
There's no point allowing them in just to cause havoc. It's absolutely stupid. You know,
No, I was going to say,
all
yeah,
the liars,
oh,
they know they don't live on a chuffing ball.
all right.
They're just here to
Exactly,
cause havoc,
Michael.
like-
Yesterday in Nathan's chat, there was this one guy, and everybody was feeding into it. So finally, I said, "Look, he's already lied. He told me I didn't present any proof when I did. He's a troll. You starve a troll, and you feed a newbie that's hungry and is interested. A troll, you just ignore every comment that drives them nuts."
Yeah.
That's it. Yo, Mikey, can I just say, no, the large is too small for me. I need an extra large at the minute. But yeah, you just email your size. Yeah, just an extra large hoodie. That's all you need to know is just extra large.
Well, Mikey seems to think I need an extra large.
No, I'm a UK extra large, which is it'll just be the same. But yeah, preferably in like a greyish kind of colour, light grey, or do you know what I mean, something like that. Next one, if you're still listening. If not, I'll email you.
So have you all had fun? been
Yeah,
alright,
it's been
hasn't it?
brilliant, man. Dude, we got up to 25. You got up to 25, and
Yeah.
that's good for a fast stream. Some people go out and they've got one dude watching them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, everyone loves Michael Kahn. Of course, we've got 25.
Mhm.
Yeah, try telling that to trolls. They hate me.
25 what?
Viewing.
Oh, no. That number. We got to bring that number up. We got to get that number up, buddy.
It's not bad.
No.
Well, we couldn't really advertise on FED today, could we?
25 is good for a fast stream. Definitely. I
No,
think
we're
so.
talking about Michael here.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good considering. And
Listen,
we was only to go for a test an hour, and we've been going for two hours 14.
listen, what makes you think they come to listen to me?
Well, they come to, yeah, well, they have. They come to listen
Well,
to
you've
you.
got 666 subscribers.
Yeah. Come on, Mike.
That's killing me. That.
What's the likes there? See, like there's been 25 watching, there's 22 likes. I mean, that's good. That's pretty much full house. You know what I mean? Pretty much full house.
Oh, can I play us out with the moon footage from the Russian remote moon lander?
Is that what you want to play out with?
Oh, yes, please, yeah.
Yes, here you go. Chuck just said Michael has always been cool to me. There you go, man.
Success as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're good as well, man.
But yeah, Chuck, you'll have to come on, like, so I'm going to be streaming every Tuesday. So
Yeah, every Tuesday.
if I'll message you on Facebook or something, Chuck, but make sure you check your messages.
Yeah, I think it's been really good, man. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, there's enough people debating with ballers and that, Moxie.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to talk to people and have a laugh and that, you know.
I'm only busting your chops, Michael. 25 is outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, 27 now. Dude, 27. Whoa. 27. It'd be good to hit the 30 before we shut off.
No, you might get the 50.
Really, really good. Yeah, that's been good. Oh, look, Michael, just JP said it says 678 on his for you. So it's just your channel says 666. Let me go to mine. Let me go to my channel. Oh, no, mine it says 666. Sorry, it's right here. I'm thinking let me go to it. It's here.
It's only a number.
Yeah.
But listen, Paul's right. We didn't get a chance to mention it on Flat Earth Debate, which I was going to, because that's shut down. And I can't mention it in QEs because he'll be like, "Well, you're telling him to go to class." You know what he is. He's like a little baby.
It is 678, Michael.
Is it?
Yeah. You might have to force refresh, Control F5 on YouTube.
How do I do that? Where is it?
Control F5.
Control F5.
On your YouTube, not on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so good because I imagined like YouTube just sticking me on 666 for a laugh, you know.
Mm.
It's only a number, Starboy.
It follows me around that number though, Neil. My PTS card on railway had 666 in it. My bank card's got 666 on it.
I'd start to worry if I was the Antichrist. You better go to the bathroom like in the Omen, shave your head, and check and see if you got the mark there.
Gonna get a good swig of holy water.
I used to love that movie. Mark, don't make me destroy you, Mark. When his cousin found out. It's so biblically wrong, that too, anyway. But
let me change my outro banner. So, is that it? Have we all had enough?
Well, that's been brilliant, man. I think if we can go on, we can go on. But I'm good for whatever going on. Or it's up to you, Michael. What's happening?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
It's been brilliant. Show me.
I was just saying, have you had enough, or do you want to carry on?
If you really want to carry on, I'm easy. I'd go for it. Hey, take Spuds like 4 more hours. Yeah, man. It's been really good.
You've no chance again 4 hours after me. Like.
I just put Michael's house up on the background.
Why don't you go for another? What time is it? It's 20 past 10 for us. So I mean, 20 minutes, half an hour. It's up to you, dude. What are you saying?
Truth over comfort, and I'm just talking about atoms, mate.
Why don't you put a little poll up? Asking.
24-hour stream, Rachel. Yeah. if you do
Oh,
it.
by the way, Michael, 30 watching. 30.
Is there really?
30 watching. Promise you. On the dot.
Spud's birthday. When's your birthday, Spud?
What, huh? Okay.
There's an answer.
Yeah.
Is it not going to answer?
I don't know. So
July
far, 18th.
What,
Oh, yes.
what day does that fall on? I bet it doesn't fall on a Tuesday, does it?
So, hey, listen, my son, it breaks my heart sometimes. I go to his channel and there's only like maybe 20 people looked at it. And then I go look in his chat and nobody was there. You know, so it's like, I feel bad. But he's got, you know, he's got to get a little more personality.
Who that?
My son, the Space Jelly Reviews. Have you
Oh,
subscribed?
no,
Have you subscribed, PJ?
Sorry?
Have you subscribed to my son, Space Jelly's Reviews?
No, I'll subscribe.
Yeah,
definitely.
subscribe, make a comment, and just like, you know what I mean? It helps him.
If you got
Post his link in chat, Neil.
Yeah, post it. And get everybody to subscribe.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
It'd be easier for me to do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sound. And then
You don't need to do it now.
And that, yeah.
Yeah.
How's Paul done it?
Yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, I'll go to that. And anybody else in chat, if you want to subscribe to it, subscribe to Neil's brother. That'd be cool, guys. Support him. And Paul's put it in.
So if we're doing a birthday stream for Spud, are we dressing up again? Because I didn't get to do it properly.
That'd be good, man. I ain't got the Jedi one. She's sending that back because it was 70 quid and it was a piece of crap.
Yeah, she does, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
should get
so
something
cool.
else.
That is so cool.
Like, but yeah,
We'll get
I
another
wanted to dress up, but I was on holiday, weren't I? But
Oh, I know, dude. You dressed up perfectly with a baseball cap and a pint. That's perfect. Right. So yeah, subscribe, all bell. Yeah, that's it. Done, Neil. Nice one. Yeah. Anybody else want to subscribe to Neil's brother? That looks so interesting, man. Unboxing stuff and that.
the good videos, like, and
Yeah. I used to watch unboxing stuff. Some of them are pretty sick. Definitely. Absolutely.
I don't know how to get the link.
It's
Yeah,
already
we've
been
got it.
done.
All right, it's the link's already in. It's all right.
I did it.
No, Paul did it.
Shoot, I thought, man, you know, I thought I did something.
Subscribed anyway, dude, and other people.
Thank you.
I'm sure others will subscribe in the chat as well.
That freaking guy Paul is ace, huh?
He's cool, man.
Well, if you're subbed to someone and you search in YouTube, it actually helps you find it if you're already subbed to them.
Aye. That one.
Remember the song by The Who, Pinball Wizard?
Yeah, sure plays mean pinball.
Gotta come up with one for Paul. He's a laptop wizard. Yeah, I gotta write a whole one. Listen, if I start thinking, I'm gonna do a whole Paul computer pinball wizard, but computer wizard.
There you go. Got a few subs in chat.
I'll grab 007. I'll have him write the music to it.
Yeah, it's cool. He's got a few subs in chat. Neil.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Next one, guys.
The really good videos where he does like.
Yeah, it's just that, I mean, it's not like a crazy popular topic, but I know a lot of people do get into that toy review.
Yeah, I like it. I've watched things like that. I go through little phases, you know what I mean, of watching certain little individual
I watch all sorts of stuff, me.
Aye.
He's got a couple of funny ones too. There's a few of them are funny. Crack me up on some of them, but they get better and better as they do it more and more. I don't know if they're able to do any of them since me and my brother are here, because he has no way of getting to it. His cousin, because he does it with his cousin, my brother's son and my son. So my nephew and my son, they do it. So They'll get better.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I must hit the showers, boys.
All right, Neil, man. It was good talking to you.
I was just told don't go shower yet, but I got to get off anyway. I think there's a union meeting.
Nice.
I think we will call it a night.
Oh, wow.
See you later, JP. Thanks for coming, mate.
Dude, it was good.
Yep.
It's been a good show. People's
Gone
enjoyed
quick,
it.
hasn't it? Like, it's gone quick.
Yeah, it's gone quick. You only intended to do an hour. That's an hour and a half. That's pretty much an hour and a half going by. Everybody enjoyed it. You sounded perfect. You know what I mean? I know we're still live, but I'm telling the truth, innit, guys? It was a good show.
You're too kind as well, PJ. But I pretty much think that most of y'all kept it going with talking. It weren't me, like.
It's teamwork, man. It's team. Cool, man. Enjoyed it. Can't wait.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, Richard. Always a pleasure to see you, mate. Moxie, take care.
My voice is bad.
Cheers, Spud. Wait, while your birthday, we'll have a great laugh.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing it's fell on a Tuesday. Can't believe it. That's meant to be that, Spud. But yeah, I think we'll call it a day. So what do you want to do, Paul? You want to play us out with some footage?
The Russian remote moon lander. This is in AP's archive, so it's a mainstream claim of a real Russian moon lander.
Nice. Right, so goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you next time.
See you next time.
A happy landing for Russia's unmanned Luna 17 spacecraft and a big step forward for Soviet scientists in Lenin's Jubilee year. The first self-propelled vehicle ever to drive across the lunar landscape is controlled from Earth. It's called Lunokhod 1, and here's how this extraordinary Heath Robinson 8-wheeler was rolled down from the spacecraft onto the Sea of Rains. The size of the vehicle hasn't been disclosed, but it's been sending back television pictures and carries, among other equipment, a laser reflector. It's been used to survey the moon's surface. So now Soviet space experts have proved their theory that space exploration can be carried out by automatic equipment without risking the lives of astronauts. To Russia, Lunokhod is worth its weight in moon dust.